Welcome to another edition of Mycon MMA. Today I'm going to be talking about UFC 164. Now this, obviously the main event was Benson Henderson versus Anthony Pettis 2. All around this card was magnificent. It's a funny word. Magnificent. Yeah, it really was though. Let's start off with the first fight of the night for the pay-per-view was Dustin Poirier, how the fuck do you say his last name? Poirier, guessing it's French? Poirier versus Erik Koch. This fight was amazing. I can't believe it went to a decision, for one thing. But in the first round, Dustin Poirier was doing badass, but then he got caught into it was a triangle slash armbar, and it was like this close to, he was almost out. And it was just so back and forth. Oh my god, this entire fight, all 3 rounds were just amazing. But Dustin Poirier really proved that he's a top contender because, man, these two guys are huge in their weight class, 145. And it was just so back and forth and just, I swear to God, this fight almost ended like 10 times. If you haven't seen this fight, go back and watch it. Google it, whatever, anything. Because this fight was amazing. If one of the fights that you want to see, this is one of them. It was damn good. Then we moved on to some of the heavyweights, which was Vera versus Big Ben Rothwell. Now, Big Ben Rothwell is a big, hairy man. I think he weighed in at like 260 or something like that, against Vera, who was like 240? Yeah, give or take. I don't really remember. But this started off, they were very close matched in the beginning. But then Big Ben just came and decided to dominate and finish his freaking last flurry of punches and everything. Oh my god. Getting hit like that by a big man like that, not a lot of people can last very long. Vera is a warrior. He took it for a very long time, and he was just getting his ass beat. Very, very good fight. Obviously, Big Ben Rothwell won, but you got to give it to him. He showed that he really, really fits in with the division. And at the end, he called out... I can't remember his name. He called out another big striker like that who is in the heavyweight division. And if they fight, it would be amazing. If I could only remember the goddamn name. If you remember it, put it in the comments because I can't remember. Why don't I remember? Oh, well, whatever. Moving on, third fight, we got Chad Money Mendes versus Clay the Carpenter Guida, or as I like to call him, Clay the Crackhead Guida. This fight had potential on it. I mean, Clay Guida, I'm not a very big fan of his just because he doesn't do much. All he does is stick and move, but not in a good way, not like a boxing way. He's stick and moves like a freaking crackhead. That's why I call him that. He's running around in circles. Like, that dude has energy for days. He's got to be taking meth or something, because that dude does not stop. I bet you even in his corner, he probably doesn't even sit down. He just bounces around. I didn't pay attention, but Chad Mendes got a TKO on him. I think it was in the 3rd round, maybe, but all around this, it was actually a really good fight. Clay Guida was fighting a better fight than he normally does. He looked a lot better. Chad Mendes is a beast. I believe they were fighting at 145 as well. He's a beast. When he fought Aldo, he got knocked out by a knee, but his wrestling's strong, and he got caught by that knee when he fought Aldo. Oh well. I mean, he'll come back. He's looking stronger. He's looking better. He's under Team Alpha Male with Dwayne Ludwig. He's their new head coach. He's been damn near unstoppable. Actually, I don't even know if any of his guys have even lost yet since he's been head coach. But he's ridiculous on his coaching. Dwayne Ludwig is a mastermind when it comes to coaching. He definitely found his niche with coaching. Moving on to Josh Barnett and Frank Mir, the co-main event. Josh Barnett, he hasn't been in the UFC in a long, long time. He was the UFC heavyweight champion way back when. I think it was like UFC 46, maybe? I don't know. I can't remember which UFC it was. It was forever ago. And Frank Mir, also a former heavyweight champion. And these guys are both big-time grappling dudes. Like, for one, they're gigantic dudes. And for being that big and to be that good at grappling is amazing. So you would think that this is going to be a submission fight, right? Nope, not even close. This was a stand-up war in the first round. That's all it went, 1 round. And Josh Barnett came out like a monster. He just came out like a Viking, and he just smashed, and he ended it with a big knee to the forehead, which it could have been a premature stoppage. But if you watch the replay, Frank Mir, he goes out. Like, you can see him. He just fully goes out. But after he's out and after the ref calls it, like 1 second later, he pops right back up. So there's an argument there. He could have came back from it, but it's only a matter of a few more strikes anyways. I don't think he would have outlanded it. Like, you know, he would have been hit with a few more gigantic hits, and there would have been no protecting it. So honestly, I think it was a good stoppage because it's protecting the fighter. Frank Mir will be able to come back sooner because of it. He's not going to get all, you know, retarded. So all in all, I think that was actually a good call. It saves the fighter from getting any more brain damage or anything like that. So I applaud the ref on that one because he got knocked out, and he was out. If you watch that replay, every part of his body goes limp, completely limp. So I think it qualifies. What do you guys say? Moving on to the main event, which was Anthony Pettis and Benson Henderson 2. Now this, everybody was excited for. Everybody, if you haven't seen their first fight, for one, have you just started watching MMA? Because this is one of the most epic fights ever. If you haven't seen the Showtime kick, I mean, come on. Obviously, their first fight was the final fight in WEC. It was in Ben Henderson's backyard, which was in Arizona. And it was for the WEC lightweight title, which Ben Henderson had, and Pettis fought him. He was the challenger, and he won a 5-round decision, which was an amazing fight. Like, that fight is epic. Everybody thought this fight was going to have the same potential. No, not really. This fight got finished in the first round. Anthony Pettis, repeat. We got Anthony Pettis defeating Ben Henderson. This time it was in Anthony Pettis' backyard of Milwaukee, and Anthony Pettis submitted him. I mean, it really, they're both very high-level guys, so anything can happen. But in the first round, Ben Henderson came out. I thought the wrestling was going to I thought Ben Henderson was going to win because I thought he was going to out-wrestle Pettis and, you know, take him down and do what he does. But Pettis was prepared. He was prepared to fight off his back. He submitted him first round armbar. It was so bad that he did a verbal tap. He didn't even get the tap because he was trying to pull his arm. He was trying to keep it from snapping. And kudos to Anthony Pettis for not snapping his arm. He said he felt the arm pop, but he did not. He let go when he heard him. When he said tap, tap, he let go. That is a nice, like, you know, congrats to him because that's a respectful fighter. Not a lot of fighters do that. Some of them, they will just snap your shit. They don't give a fuck. I mean, or they wait until the ref pulls it off. He let go it pretty much right away. As soon as he said tap, 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 he let go. So kudos to him. You know, nice, respectful fighter. That's a way a martial artist should be. It's, you know, and kudos to Ben Henderson to saying, yeah, I tapped. You know, he could have easily said, I don't know what happened. It could have been a controversy. It could have been either way because nobody knew what the hell was going on when it was ended, but big respect to both of them for being very honest and, you know, accepting what it was. But this was ended in the first round, armbar. Bendo looked like he was about to do some stuff and he just got caught. Hey, it happens. If jiu-jitsu is a motherfucker. If you haven't seen any other jiu-jitsu fights, I mean, anybody can get caught. Look at Minotauro got caught by Frank Mir. Now Frank Mir is a badass, but he got caught, he broke his shoulder. That's what I was talking about. But, I mean, in the same, though, Nogueira did not tap, so sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But, I mean, all around, well, for one, my picks were 4-1. The only one that I was wrong on was the main event, Benson Henderson. I thought he was going to win. I thought for sure he was going to win. But Pettis is a good man. Hopefully he gets to fight Aldo. They're going to hopefully do belt versus belt. That would be amazing. I think he can take Aldo. his flashy kicks and everything, his kicks are second to none. And he kicks hard like a motherfucker. But other than that, I guess that's it for today. Kind of amped up. I just came from the gym, got a lot of pre-workout in me, so I'm pretty hyper. I guess I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.